Hey you guys, it's Marianne, and I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about Bloom's taxonomy. So Bloom is a guy, his name is Harold Bloom, and he came up with this theory, a taxonomy about how our brain thinks. So this was in the 1950s, and he came up with this theory. There's other theories out there, but this one is the one that instructors buy into probably the most. This one is most popular. So what it represents is this pyramid represents the different levels of our brain being engaged, the different levels of critical thinking going on, the different levels of brain power being used. So at the bottom is the least level of engagement of our brain, but up here is where we tend to represent where our brain is being used a ton. So these verbs typically indicate how much our brain is being used. So when we define and we look up a definition and write it down, or if we recopy something, or if we memorize something, or just put something in a list that's already written and just reorganizing it, our brain is being used, a little bit. However, when I ask you to summarize something, you're using it a little more because you're comprehending it, you're understanding it. When you relate something to your life, you're moving it more toward how that text relates to your life and how it applies to your life or a modern day life. When you start analyzing, we're beginning to start inferring. So when you start relating it, comparing it, and contrasting it, that means you're taking two facts and you're coming to a conclusion, and that's when you start jumping up to evaluate, because you start arguing how these two facts point to a conclusion. You defend it. So you also, at the point when you incorporate direct quote, you're using it to support your argument, to support your statement. So you're moving up gradually to a greater engagement of your brain. And then when you do a multimodal project, or you do any project really, where you put different elements together to create one thing, you're using a huge amount of brain power. Even though it might seem like fun, you're still using a ton of brain power. So I just wanted to mention this too so you understand, and our goal is to constantly ramp you up. A lot of times we have to do scaffolding as an instructor to help you get to that point, which is just fine, but eventually we just want you to be at this higher level as much as possible. So I hope this is helpful, and I hope you guys have a great day.